right, test 1, 2, 3. Here comes my voice in a very echoey room, but using a new bit of technology called the NVIDIA RTX broadcast, something like that. So I have sound reduction and echo reduction on, although I would like to eventually sound treat this room. Anyway, let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. And I'll be starting in just about 1 minute. Well, hello everyone. I don't have my soundboard, nor do I have my train whistle, because this is a freshly new, renovated, and set up studio for probably the, 5th time in Coding Train history. I will just lower the volume manually on my laptop. I'm playing sounds right out through my laptop. I've got the whirring of an electric heater that is solar powered by the sun going. But I don't believe you can hear it because of this amazing sound, noise reduction, echo reduction technology that I'm employing with this fancy graphics card on the streaming PC, which I would be thrilled to talk about this setup. I hope to do a whole video about the setup. This is the first stream. It's from the same physical space that I last streamed in, but the floor is now painted with epoxy. The walls, the holes in the sheetrock are now covered. And I've got some new shelving and some new setup stuff. So that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm going to just take a peek at the chat. Welcome, everyone. I am here to do something a little bit strange. Well, mostly I'm here just to test this new studio setup. The sort of first official back from a mini hiatus Coding Train live stream will be this Friday, probably on the Coding Train proper YouTube channel. The reason why I'm here streaming on Twitch, actually, this is very important. Let me see if I can pull this up before I get going with what I would like to code today. Let's see if we can find what I'm looking for. I should have had this ready to go, but I'm going to press this button and give you a little peek at the Coding Train Twitter page, which is managed by the wonderful Katie. Please say hello, tweet at the Coding Train on Twitter. But somewhere, if I scroll down throughout this Twitter feed, there should be a link to a survey. And boy, there's a lot of stuff on this Twitter page. Somewhere, ooh, look at this beauty. Juan Carlos made this most amazing Mandelbulb from one of the more recent coding challenges. It's a lot of Mandelbulbs. Did I miss it? Is the survey here? Here it is. Okay. So, hi everyone. We are looking for some feedback to help improve the Coding Train experience and would really appreciate it if you took the time to fill out this form. You cannot see the link to this form. Maybe there's somebody who is a moderator who could possibly post a link to the form in the chat. Is that possible? You would think I would know how to do this, given all of the technology I have right at my fingertips somehow. And yet I cannot get this link from this tweet into the Twitch chat. It's Twitch Wednesday, I just realized. But somehow I'm waiting, I'm looking at the chat, I'm waiting for somebody to figure this out. I'm gonna have to take matters into my own hands at any moment. There's gotta be a way I could do this. I can do this quite easily if I just go back to hiding my screen for a second. Let's come up with this link to this form. Let's go to twitch.tv, Coding Train Choo Choo, mute the stream, and get into the chat here. Me, I am so me, beat me to it, of course. So, but there, I'm gonna link it nonetheless. I got it. If you are a new viewer, please say hello in the chat. I would like to know who are you? Where did you find the Coding Train from? Why are you here today on a Wednesday in the middle of the day Eastern time while I am broadcasting some nonsense about coding to you? Let me come back over here. The reason why you might be particularly motivated to fill out this particular audience survey is one of the questions on the survey is, what streaming platform do you prefer to watch the Coding Train on? Because I stream on the YouTube platform where I also upload tutorial videos and other kind of coding challenge videos. I also stream right here where you're watching now on Twitch. It's this experiment that I started in January, which is somehow months ago now. And I really am quite enjoying it. It's a slightly different audience, a slightly different vibe. But yet, when I asked that question on this form, the results as of today are probably, and I'm estimating here, like 75-25 YouTube over Twitch. And I have a feeling is because I posted the form on YouTube, and I have a much larger audience there. So if you, and I'm not trying to put my thumb on the scale here. I genuinely want to know what people like about these different platforms. I would like to diversify as much as possible and always use them both. But to the extent of where am I putting my energy and my time, it's a useful feedback for me to hear. So please fill out that form. There's a lot of questions. Let me just click on this actually, so I can talk through some of these questions. First of all, right, so we're accepting responses till now accepting responses. I'm officially updating this time. We're accepting responses today. It's April 6th. Let's just say until April 8th, Friday. Friday will be the last day we are accepting responses. I mean, I'm going to keep it open and accept responses, but if you want to be entered to win some stickers, then you absolutely do not need to do this. This is completely anonymous. But if you would like to win the stickers, you do have to put your email in there. You can create a fake email if you want. I mean, eventually we'll need your address to mail them to you, but put an email in there. I will do a drawing live at some point, I assume. Some way to prove that I'm doing this in a legitimate way. How'd you find about the coding? I think most of these are self-explanatory. This is what I am referencing here. The other thing I want to say is there are a bunch of these questions like, did you contribute to the website? Did you share on social media? Are you part of the Discord community? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then it says, why or why not to any of the questions above. And here, the question that is right above that, and I've got a little bit of a green screen issue over here. What's going on? I will have to deal with that later. But do you currently support the Coding Train on any of these platforms? Oh, and this is one of my pet peeves. My fault here. That T needs to be capitalized. And then the next question, why or why not to any of the questions above? Everybody who's filling out the form is answering why or why not to this particular question, which is not the main sort of key thing that I'm looking for. I mean, you're welcome to answer why or why not to that question, but any of these really, like why didn't you join Discord, or why don't you share on social media, or did you not know about the website? So any feedback, of course, there's also just this, any other feedback or comments you'd like to say. I'm hoping to turn this into some actionable info. And oh, wait a second. I don't have anything here. No train whistle. But I would like to say hello to Yaboy Bunksta, who is subscribed for 2 months, and you're on a 2-month streak. That might all be a record for Twitch subscribers. You do not need to, if you've already filled this out, you do not need to fill it out again. Look into your soul. Is there a soul void there? I mean, hopefully not. There's no soul void in this room. That's a reference that we'll get to in a moment. Look into your soul, and did you answer the questions with did you pull from your heart the answers to the questions? If not, please feel free to fill out the form again, re-answer the questions, but just once is plenty. But I just thought the Twitch audience, all 50 of you, approximately, maybe 45 of you are not paying any attention whatsoever, just have this up in the background. But the few of you that are watching and are just really dedicated to Twitch and are interested in me exploring that platform more, please let me know. And I see you, TMMIL. I mean, the only way a TikTok is going to start for the coding train is if somebody else creates it and manages it. So I don't think that's happening from my from me. By the way, I have the Discord member chat open on my monitor over here. So if you have important messages to get to me, remember use it sparingly, please, the siren emoji. And I also have the Twitch chat here. I'm not putting it up on the screen. I mean, someday I'm going to figure out all the cool overlay stuff. You would think, once again, that somebody who supposedly knows what they're doing with technology would know what they're doing here. All right, let's take a quick peek again before I get to today's topic. Let's take, and the infinite limit. I usually have like a whole thing of music to play and a little bit that I do, but I just don't have any of that. But thank you for your support. Mwah. Truly meaningful and appreciated. I'm just going to switch over here. I have no idea what this is going to look like. So non-existent drum roll because I don't have my soundboard, please. Actually, I have a full drum set in the room next door because my son is playing the drums and I'm in the garage, and this is also where he practices. YouTube studio, drumming set, all of that. I mean, he should really be the like sidekick band. I mean, at some point I can maybe get him to do that. Then I can call for the drum roll and it'll be an actual drum roll. I'm gonna switch to this camera. Whoa. All right, we're gonna have to work on this camera. This is the new whiteboard setup. You can see I'm over here. It's a bit bright. Actually, it doesn't look so bad. Probably the camera needs to be a bit further back. I have it on autofocus because I have yet to work out the placement. Let's try this. Just bring it back a little bit and see how that does. That's pretty good, actually. There's a bit of a glare. With this, if I move it closer, does it get better or worse? The light. Hold on. This is what you all tuned in for, watching me try to like configure my setup. Way too bright, but I think the glare is better. I can also raise the light. Let's come over here. Let me just adjust the settings on the camera itself. Oh, whoa. Okay, we've got some major issues going on here. This should fix things quite a bit. That should be much better in terms of brightness. Great. Now, since I happen to have this as, just looking here, I had another light. Now it looks kind of dark. Anyway, I'm going to work this out eventually. This is not really that necessary for today. Let me just raise this light up a little bit. Okay, it's better. Okay, but what I want to use this camera for, since I happen to have this slightly closer up shot of me and nice lighting, I mean, reasonably so, though I'm not able to see the chat from over there. I want to show you something. One of my more recent videos is on the prime spiral, and I haven't even unwrapped this yet. This is an original print, I assume, because that's what it was, from March 1964 of Scientific American magazine, where the Ulam spiral was. I don't know if this is the first ever publishing of this pattern, but certainly in popular, in the sort of like popular scientific press. So I think, I bought this. I featured images from this magazine in the video about the prime spiral, but I did not have it on hand. They were just images I downloaded on the internet. I mean, is there any reason for me to keep this in the plastic? Like, why keep this in the plastic if I want to enjoy it? So I'm going to open this live. Little plastic peeling. I'm going to get scissors. I mean, obviously an overhead camera would be much better for this right now. In a future world, I will have that set up. Let me stand back. Let me open this up. Don't cut the magazine, just the plastic. I think I'm back onto my Phil Hartman impersonation, which was really a poor facsimile for the amazing anal retentive chef. But if any of you didn't catch that video on YouTube, my little April Fool's Day stunt, you can check that out. I would appreciate it, although I think it didn't land the way that I mean, a lot of people liked it, but all right, here we go. Scientific American, this was 60 cents, March 1964. Let's open up the first page. First of all, I love the ads in this magazine. This is unique 3M invention produces complete microfilm record in just 54 seconds. Look at this. This is actually quite appropriate because the topic for today's stream relates to kind of 50s, 60s, 1970s era technology, and a lot of the sort of there's a lot of visual inspiration that was probably drawn from a similar material. So we're looking for the design on the cover represents a recent discovery concerning the behavior of prime numbers, integers that are divisible only by themselves at 1 and 1. Now does that definition, I know there's been some discussion in the comments for the video around whether 1 is a prime number. It is not considered, I think in the mainstream of mathematics today as a prime number, but it has been in the past. It's a really interesting history, actually, that it would be great to do a whole other video just about. Maybe stand-up maths or something can tackle that one in a more, that's maybe less my style. Found that if numbers are written on graph paper in a spiral, the prime numbers tend to form straight diagonal lines. On the cover, the spiral is indicated by the heavy black line. The primes are in red and the diagonal lines in green. The diagonal lines are even more apparent in the illustration on page 122. So let's go to page 122, shall we? And maybe I'll come back and look at this again with a better setup with an overhead camera so I can show you this. Maybe I'll do that on there should be a YouTube stream this Friday. But look at this. There it is there. Let's see. The lighting is not as good, but I can bring it up closer. You can see the original images of, this is, the left is a spiral of integers from 1 to about 10,000, and the right is 1 to about 65,000. If I go back a page, right, we can see the full article by Martin Gardner, who also wrote the very well-known article in Scientific American about the game of life. So I assume that's going to be my next original Scientific American purchase. So I'm sorry that over here I'm not looking at the chat at all, but I'm going to go take a look at it now to see if anyone had any questions about this or wanted to see anything else from it. All right, here I am back here. It actually shows up quite well in this view as well. My lighting is quite a bit brighter for this particular shot. Look at this. Tailor-made nerve system for sale. What is that? Please explain. Amazing. All right, just taking a look at the chat. I see a bunch of comments from Simon and TMLIL. A prime number has exactly 2 factors, so 1 isn't prime, and it's usually more useful to not consider it prime. I agree. I find the way you explain that to be just wonderful. I have a little coffee here in my new mug. It's not that new. I'm just hoping that this is a fellow mug. I'm hoping that they'll sponsor me someday. I really love their mugs. All right. I think I might be able to turn off the heater. It's actually getting quite warm in here. And start to move on to the topic of today, which probably relates more to my other favorite historical text from the from earlier in the 20th century, mid-20th century, a million digits with 100,000 normal deviates. Okay, let's come back here and talk about what it is that I plan to to do today. Okay, I'm just taking out looking at the chat here. Let me get back to over here. All right, so now I have my computing screen up. Now, one thing I just want to give you fair warning. There's a recent television show that I want to say mildly obsessed with, but that's a very dishonest statement. Overly obsessed with, to the extent that it is kind of taken over any moment I might possibly have to procrastinate against anything that might be on an actual to-do list related to work, family, taxes, etc. I start thinking about this show or working on weird, creative versions in my own way of software or code or commentary about the show, or just reading people's tweets about the show, frankly. So the show I'm talking about is called Severance. I have absolutely no affiliation with it whatsoever in any official or unofficial capacity. And I am not planning to spoil it at all. I hope that any of you watching who have seen the show, well, not, I'm going to say that there's a caveat to at all. My hope is I don't want to spoil the show. If anybody hasn't watched it, might be watching the stream, see a little bit about what I'm coding that's related to the show, might decide to wander over and watch the show. I'm going to attempt to not spoil the show in terms of any of the plot points or mystery as far as I can. I will, however, I'm going to show you a piece of software that I'm working on, which is my attempt at recreating a piece of software that's in the show. I think it's in like the first episode, or at least the second. And while it plays a very important role that we don't really know, if you don't want to see it at all before you go do something else now, because that's what I'm going to cover. There are some that I'll probably can't help but make a little like quips or jokes with references. Again, I'm going to try to stay away from any plot points or revelations. I would ask that you do so in the chat. If you are watching the show, though, I'd love to hear about it, so let me know in the chat. Also, just want to do a little plug for a podcast community that I like to participate in, and I was just very honored to get to be a guest on their recap show about the show Severance. Is that the way to say it? So let me go over and just look at. I think if I go to post-show recaps, which is the name of this website, and I look at, let's see, anybody see Severance? If I click on Severance here, we will see this. I would encourage you basically to listen to any and all episodes of the podcast that don't have me in it. And especially don't listen, if you haven't watched the show, don't listen to the podcast. If you ever think you might watch the show, get out now, But if you are watching it and you're looking for some really intelligent and interesting commentary from actual brain scientists, podcast scientists, experienced Hollywood reporter types, I encourage you to check out this podcast. And if you can't get enough of listening to me on the internet, which I think is quite impossible, I would recommend, you're welcome to check out this particular episode where I was a bit of a guest. I attempted to, I think I'm more of a video medium kind of guy. If I can't mug for the camera, I'm not really doing a good job. But I did enjoy being on the podcast. It was a lot of fun. And so, all right, I'm giving you your fair warning. I'm going to click now on this website, which I built, lumen-industries.com. I'm just saying because I kind of released it with a fake Twitter account, the idea of it being mysterious, but it's not. I mean, I was working on it. So, this is a call. The finale of the show is tomorrow. I want to add some things to it, update some things about it, make it better, take suggestions, pull requests, or anything from all of you, and turning coffee into theorems. Okay, that is an awesome name. Do you have like a channel or like a show that's called Turning Coffee into Theorems? Let's see if we can do it. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. That work? Fishy is asking, so you recreate their code or are they using your code? No. They're not using my code. I'm not using their code. All I did, and I forgot to download. I have all this reference material. There was like an ebook and there's like, screen captures of it in the show, which I'm definitely going to have to like pull on to find as we work on this. But no, hey, far be it from me, I don't know who to. Feel free to give me a call, Severance producers. Like I'm here. I'm obsessed, and I've been like researching like what because I have a whole thing about working with retro technology that I'm going to talk about on my Friday stream. I should really actually just. This is exciting. It's way too hot in here, so I'm going to turn the heater off, which means I don't really need the noise suppression anymore. And then I'm going to do something exciting for you. I know you can't see me right now. just, I'm getting something, show you something. I hope, oh no, this is going to be much harder to, oh no, this, okay. Okay, this plan is a problem. I haven't unpacked this yet. Ah, no, okay, wait, everybody. Okay, here, I'm just going to carry the whole box. Well, it's very heavy. It's a little tease. Actually, you know what I should do? I haven't actually looked at this. I got a better idea. Everybody hold on. Unpacking a box here. Let's get myself in the shop here. This is quite ridiculous. Okay. Come over to my whiteboard view. I just got to come over here and press this button. Whoa, that camera got a little off. And sorry, again, it is autofocus, so I apologize for this sort of wonkiness. Now, look at this. I'm going to show you something called a cardboard box. That might not seem very exciting to you. But this box is the original, I'm guessing 1982 cardboard box that my childhood computer, an Apple II Plus, came in. You can see here from Apple Computer Inc., 8227 Arrow Ridge Boulevard, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28210. Am I doxing my parents' address anywhere? No, I don't think it has an address of where it was sent. Because it was bought at a store. It went to the Balance Computer Corporation, Balance Computer Center, 109 Beaver Court, Cockeysville, Maryland. Now look at this. Look at this. Can you see that? This is the record of sale, award, or lease of monochrome monitors. Look at that. This is my parents are so amazingly fastidious. And then written in handwriting, monitor for Apple II Plus. So I have the full Apple II Plus computer. It's boxed up in an attic. I went and retrieved it recently. My plan is to try to get it running. I'm going to work on that this week. So let's pull out the monitor and take a look at it. Look at this beauty. Look at that switch. Little contrast dial. I mean, come on, Apple. I want that rainbow Apple back so bad. Look at this. It's beautiful. Look at the back. Look at the back. So I'm going to get this going. Stay tuned. There'll be live streams coming soon of me programming in BASIC on this Apple II Plus. But that's not what I'm doing today. Although it'd be really awesome to get the Severance software running through this monitor. What they're using in the show, I can show you what they're using in the show. It's one of these old dumb terminals. But the software that they're running clearly could not run on one of those dumb terminals. Dumb terminals are not dumb. It's sort of a silly name for them. But they were, back in the day when there were only massive mainframe computers, this was a way for people to have, what am I trying to say? I lost that was a heavy box. I'm out of breath. I'm going to take a look at the chat in a second. Hold on here. This was a way for different workstations to have access to those computing resources, pre the ability for ease of personal computers. Anyway, I would love to get into that history. I really want to make a video about it. I feel like it's just not my thing, right? There's people on YouTube who make these amazing video essays and analysis videos, but I would love to make a video about the technology of severance. And maybe I should focus some time and energy on that, but probably what people want is for me to just keep making the coding tutorials and not get too distracted. All right. All right. Yeah, there's a language family called BASIC. There's lots of different flavors of BASIC. The one that I did in my youth was Apple BASIC, I'm assuming. All right, so again, I'm just muting my microphone while I cough. I really, you know what? I've got this coffee here, and I've got this original 1964 Scientific American. I do not want them anywhere near each other. So let's move this away. These shelves I have here. How's my sound, by the way? I'm curious how echoey, and if the echo reduction is too much that my voice sounds distorted or anything. That's the quality. It's a really nice new mic that I have, lapel mic. All right, so All right, I've given you all the warnings, just in case you just tuned in. Mild spoilers possibly for the Apple TV Plus show Severance. If that's going to, not for anything that hasn't been aired yet. And again, my goal is not to spoil anything about the show, but I'm going to be talking about it, so I might accidentally reveal some little bits about it. All right, so you're here, you're staying. Let's now go over to lumen-industries.com. All right, so this is the little web application that I have created. It is for macrodata refinement. The idea here is that the macrodats, as they're known as, the macrodata refiners, need to spend their time at work searching through these numbers, looking for, there's happy numbers, angry numbers, many different kinds of numbers, but you're looking for these scary numbers. And when you see the scary numbers, your job is to collect those numbers and bin them and reach quota for the month. And so I can do that here. I can bin these numbers, and they go into this bin with these different categories. And then I can do that to these. Oh, nope, those weren't the right numbers. I can bin these numbers. And I can bin these numbers. So there's a few things. I'm going to open up the code in a moment. We could keep going with this. All right. Thank you, Mia and Sumi, for and everyone for the feedback about the sound. So what I would like to do is look at a particular reference from the show. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. I'm going to. Well, actually, I have in my head already some of the things that I need to fix. So let me first show you. Are you interested in this? For whatever reason, I'm not sure, but are you also interested in this? Let me show you how to get the code and run it locally in case you want to help contribute to any changes or updates related to it. So this particular project, it does run as a P5 editor sketch, but I have chosen to just keep it as a GitHub repository. And again, any of those, so that you have ability to post links, if you could indulge me here and help post links to things that I'm showing in the chat, that would be very much appreciated. This is the particular repo. I can zoom in here on the URL. I have not worked on it in this setup yet, so I'm going to go through the steps of getting it. So one thing you could do is, you're not really familiar with using GitHub, you can just use this download zip button, which will download the full thing. But as some of you are and kind of have followed different things that I've been doing and how to collaborate through open source projects online, I like that this is one of my more recent Git comments, musical dance experience. There will be a musical dance experience. I'm going to go here to, I'm not logged in. Why am I not logged in? It doesn't really matter. No, I want to be logged in. Sorry about this, everybody. Okay, great. Somehow it's saved, and I just need my two-factor code. Let me come over here while I'm doing that. Just bear with me here. I'm sorry that I don't have any music to keep you entertained while I look up things on my phone. These numbers from my authenticator are incredibly scary. But I think they're also very meaningful and important, the work that I'm doing with them. All right, here we are. We're logged in. No longer in dark mode for some reason. I'm going to grab this particular Git URL. I'm going to open up my terminal. I'm going to go to the desktop and just work on it from there. And then I'm going to say git clone and paste in the address to this repository. And I'm going to bring and download all the code onto my local laptop here. And this is we got a nice little intimate audience today. Do you hear the beeping, the truck backing up? So I'm here to answer your questions about any of this stuff. And Simon asked, any significance to the values of the numbers? Well, that is the $64,000 question to mix references in a completely wrong way. That is really the question. Is there any meaning behind the numbers? That's, I think, one of the central mysteries of the show. Currently, the numbers are picked complete through the P5JS random function in this code base. So I'm going to look at the code base in a moment. So let's go into it. Let's open it up. It's going to open up in Visual Studio Code for me, which is my code editor of choice these days. And I'm going to go over here to sketch.js. And probably what I really should do is spend this whole stream refactoring this code, because this is one of those projects that apologies for the slightly gross way of putting this, but just vomited into the code editor. I was just like, oh, I know how to make this. Blah, 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 blah. Nested loop, grid of numbers, open simplex noise, mouse pressed, mouse released, lerp, like all the stuff that I do in all of my videos just fits perfectly in here. The one thing that I did try to be mindful of, if we go back to here, is that it is pretty, I don't know if responsive is the right way to put it, but it does resize and kind of like adapt to whatever the window dimensions are. And I also have a bit of stuff to help it kind of work on mobile, which I would love help with, because people are going to use it on mobile. I have a real particular, now I'm remembering, let's go over to the whiteboard and let's make a list of things I want to do. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quickly change to manual focus. So this is macro data. I just keep capitalizing the D. I don't know. And this is good for, I just want to practice using this whiteboard and see how it's lit. So this whiteboard is lit. I'm going to change it to manual focus and focus on my writing. So apologies I hope I'm not making you too seasick right now. I'm going to the menu and focus mode, manual focus. And then I'm going to focus it on my writing. That looks pretty good. It's hard for me to see. It's a very small little preview monitor. But if I come around here, I'll be able to see it better. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, so here's the thing. I don't know if you've been living under, by the way, do you know the difference between a beautiful rock and a regular rock? See, I can't help but make references to the show, but don't worry, I'm not going to give away any plot points. But if you've been living under a regular rock or a beautiful rock, you might not have heard of something called Wordle. And one of the, I think, the central reasons behind the popularity for Wordle, other than it's sort of like genius in terms of a simplicity of a game that's just like wonderful to play once a day. There's just so many aspects about it, but is the share button. So I would like to create, when you have refined your data, I would like a way for it to share it. So that is kind of my number one feature I want to add. Number two is animate the doors. I will talk about what that is in a second. Number three is, and this is probably higher priority than two, 100% moment, which allows you to share, and maybe the Macrodata Refinement program says I love you to you. This is anybody watching the show that has other things that you might have remembered, or if you're looking up how it looks. Let me see, so that's my list. Let me come over here. Sir Cyborg live. Well, thank you, Sir Cyborg. I dub thee Knight of the Coding Train Table. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, you don't even see me. Here we are. All right, so if you will just bear with me for a second, I'm going to attempt to find, and I have these images on a different place on my computer. Don't forget a waffle party. Yes, there is a waffle party. Right, waffle party is something, MDE. There is an MDE built into the program, as I like the program. I don't know, what am I saying? The software application I've created. There is an MDE built into it when you get to 75%. I would love to have the menu so you could select your own MDE. So this is another thing for me to add. Like we should add some music, the MDE menu plus music. That would be great to add to the list of things to add. Waffle party. I was going to do this whole stream like in character, like like the innie version of myself. If you're watching the show, if you're inactive for too long, it should send you to the break room. Yeah, not the break room, please, please, not the break room. Okay. Um, how will the share message look like? Bruno, your guess is as good as mine. We're going to figure that out. So I've got to move over here because I have to give a shout out to Dr. Amanda R. on Twitter, who shared with me. She's one of the trio. She's one of the brain scientists on the podcast. About the show, probably the lead Severance social media influencer on Twitter. And she shared with me a bunch of images, reference images. So I'm going to try to pull those up from the depths of my Macrodata Refinement terminal here. So let me see if I can find this. I've just got to scroll through a bunch of, oh, this is great, actually. I'm going to show you. I'm going to open up this link. Why? Oh, okay, I've got a little bit of an issue here, but I'm going to get around that. Can we keep going? Give me a second. I'm finding it. Okay, here's one. Here's one image. Save that to my downloads folder. My downloads folder. Here's another one. Save that to me downloads folders. Oh, no, it's okay. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I'm just got to find. Here we go. Oh my God, so many. Just give me a second here. This is just going to take a minute. I found it all. Awesome. No, don't replace. Again, there is a point to what I'm doing. You will see it soon enough. Did I get this one? I think so. Shoot. No, we're good. We're good. Okay, one more. I'm looking for one more image. I think actually that's everything. Okay, great. So there we go. So now I am able to, if I go to my, oh shoot. This, by the way, all right, so let me come back. This, by the way, is, according to my research, the actual workstation that they're using in the show. My understanding is that this particular, and you can see a nice picture of it from the side here, that this particular workstation, that in the show, they're not using these as props. Rather, I'm assuming they rebuilt versions that look exactly like this and then replaced the insides with more modern technology so they could show a more sophisticated animation on the monitor. But who knows? I'm speculating here. But I really would love to get my hands on one of these because that would just be amazing. So if anybody can find, I'm my weakness is buying collector's items of any type of computing technology really pre 1990. I think would be like my goal. But I bought a 2001's era ThinkPad to try to run the original processing on in a previous stream, but I couldn't find these on eBay just looking. Oh, wait a second. No way! You got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I looked the other day. Sorry that I'm on some sort of rather sketchy website. Yeah, no. Then when I went to look on eBay, it wasn't there. But I did find this vintage keyboard for it. They're actually using a trackball in the show, which would be not particularly realistic as there were not trackballs used for these computers. This is a 1977 kind of era machine. Yeah, the Apple II Plus, I showed it actually. For those of you who are just tuning in, I showed the Apple II Plus very briefly if you want to go back and watch the replay. And I'm going to be working with it hopefully on Friday's stream. So stay tuned for that. To me, just the keyboard, I mean, this is kind of interesting. It's missing some keys. That's a lot of money and a very large amount of shipping just for the keyboard. So I don't know that my coding train budget supports this, but if anybody can find one of these for me, let me know. You can join the Discord, the coding train Discord, and send it to me. All right, so now back to here. Oh, right, the code. So I wonder if what might be helpful, this is a little bit unusual. Usually on my streams, I'm building projects from scratch. And this is one that's already, it's not finished, but already quite far along in its progress. And I think it might be useful for me to very just sort of briefly talk through the code, and maybe I'll put some comments in there just so any of you who want to contribute to it could participate. The finale for the show is tomorrow evening. So my goal is any new features to sort of get these done today and have a new version like by tomorrow morning Eastern time. And any of you who want to join me in this quest, this was not going to, whenever I turn this live stream off, it's going to just keep going. So please continue to participate today if you feel so inclined. Okay. So let's take a look. So a couple things. One is I should note is that this is making heavy use of open simplex noise. So how this sort of, what numbers sort of like start to move and change size work in a sort of 2D noise space. So if you're not familiar with Perlin noise or simplex noise, boy, do I have a video tutorial to sell you. But that's something that's definitely used heavily throughout this particular sketch. This is an important number. Right now, that's just tracking the amount of numbers to be collected to reach 100%. I have no idea what these arrays are doing, but they're sort of keeping track of, I think this is keeping track of an object for all of the numbers, and maybe this is a separate array just for if you have a little bit of numbers that you've collected that are being refined. This just has to do with sort of sizing stuff. I need to remember. This is, I believe, XY, top left and bottom right, XY coordinates for the rectangle that you are drawing with your mouse. There's obviously probably that would be something to improve. So let me see, tracking the numbers, total numbers to be collected, and then info for refining. I'm assuming this is just the image of the Lumen logo. This is tracking state info for nope state. I'll just this is info for MDE state, coordinates of your data, function to pick coordinates. And that's fine. That's fine. Loading the images. We're starting over. We'll generate the coordinates. Create the space. Initialize the numbers. Just looking through this. These are the refinement bins. So just going back to it, every number is an individual object. And we can see the code for each number in this data.js. I'm not sure why I called it data at one point. So it's an individual data point, a number. It has its home location within the grid, its current location, color, the font size. Is it being refined? Is it being binned? Which bin is it going into? Some code for it to go to the bin, some code for it to go back to its home spot, setting its size, changing its color, testing if it's inside a rectangle, drawing it on the screen. So you can see this is done in a heavily object-oriented way. And then at the bottom here, these bins are also each an object. So if I go look at the bin code, you can see, first of all, each bin, I should really know this because I'm supposed to be obsessed with the show, but it's pretty hard for me to remember this stuff as I'm talking it through live. But these are related to sub-bins of the bins, different sort of personality traits, if you will. The bins have their own goal of how many numbers need to be collected, a width, maybe they're indexed into an array, how many has been collected for each of these. And we're going to go look at the manual in a second, which will describe the stuff. Whether it's showing those levels, showing the time. I don't remember what that is. Oh, that's how long to show the levels. Adding a number into it, and then drawing it, and all of the metadata associated with it. So you can see there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm not going to go through all of it. Obviously, I'll have to. So you can see those are keeping track of where can I find all of the data that's associated with this collection down here. Now, one thing I should say is as you're collecting the numbers, they just go to a random bin. I think the conceit in the show that Macrodata refiners are actually collecting the data and selecting which bin. They're trying to find the scary numbers, identify those numbers, feel those numbers, and know how to categorize them, how to refine that data. For what purpose? I don't know. The work is mysterious and important, but we don't know. But I'm taking some creative license here and just allowing you to kind of obsessively, it's like a clicker game. We're just going to click, 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 and try to get to 100%. Okay, so the first thing that I think I should do, and I'm going to take any questions here. This is all done with P5JS, a lot of global variables. Yes, correct. So the first thing that I want to do here, and let's go back to the whiteboard, is I'm going to combine two things. I want to start with just at least having it say 100% when you get to 100%, and then offering a share button. So that's the first thing that I want to do. And by the way, I have no idea how to do the share button. So if any of you have this experience, I mean, I was reading up on this a little bit. There's like a new browser API for share that I think Wordle uses, but like it's not really supported and maybe it doesn't work. Like let's just play today's Wordle really quickly, which I think I did already, but let's see what happens if we play it here. Let's take a look. I'm forgetting what it is. Oh, it can't be that. Capos, is that a word? Core, I'm Coldy. It's got an O and an A. Collab. Kebab. Cabal. Cobalt. Cobalt. Come on, that's a word. No? Well, the A is last. Right? The A has to be last now. Cool. Coila. Oh, screen. Sorry, I'm here playing Wordle obsessively and nobody can watch. I'm sorry about that. Bruno made a share button for Wordle called Dunglion. Okay. I would love to know how you did that. All right, wait, I've got to solve this. The funny thing is I really think that I did this already today, but I have apparently no memory of it. It's not of, because, oh. Yes, okay. Maybe I did. I just but obviously I don't play it on my computer. So when I hit this share button, copied results to clipboard. Okay, so that's what I'll do, I guess, probably. On your phone, it uses, I think, an API that's supported on the phone that takes it directly to a sort of share screen. But all right, so that I can do. Okay, so we're gonna get a share button that looks like that. Yeah, so strangely enough, my site is not designed for mobile, but it works. I took some, and I did do some things to try to see if it would work on mobile, and it does. It has some issues, but obviously that's something that I would definitely love help with in expanding and improving. Yeah, sorry for missing sharing my screen. Okay, so what I want to do quickly here is look at these reference images and see if there is. So I downloaded all these reference images, which is how I got a couple things you can notice. It has a much more kind of monochrome monitor pixelated look to it, which might be interesting to design, but that's a low priority thing for me. This progress bar is not a pure sort of filled rectangle. That's something that somebody could tackle if they want to look at. But I'm not seeing, I'm looking for, I basically want to recreate this, but have it say 100%. I could do this in Photoshop, but let me just see if I have a reference image, although probably there's some issues with me. Also, the behavior of how my numbers get collected. I could use steering behaviors that would probably look closer to what happens in the show, but I did it in a quick and dirty way with lerp. Let me just see if I have, don't think there's any image that shows it is 100%. Okay, so I think I'm gonna need to do this in Photoshop, although a WebGL effects shader pass could be a good option for making it look CRT. So that would be amazing. That I don't think is realistic for me to tackle during the stream, but if we could just apply a shader to the canvas, like globally after Joseph, that would be really cool to work on. So I would be into that. This is called Macrodata Refinement. So hopefully people in the chat, can you help answer people as they trickle in and just let them know that if they don't want to be spoiled on the show Severance, even though I'm not going to spoil it, I just want a fair warning because I do by accident or somebody does to hop out. But this is a game that's based on something in a show that I have no affiliation with whatsoever. You know, feel free to file all of your, I don't really use this Twitch channel very much. Just file all your copyright strikes against me. It's fine. This could be my last stream. I'm good with that. All right. If I make this project, that's all I care about. Shut this whole studio down, go back to YouTube where I belong probably. All right, what am I doing here? Let's just make the 100% image. Let's do it in Photoshop real quick. I'm sure I could find, because it did show up in the show, the little box with 100%. But I think if I just very briefly, somebody wants to tackle, oops, sorry, that was a little, someone wants to tackle this for me. You're welcome to, but I'm gonna just open this with Photoshop. So we're gonna make the 100% button, which will also have the share. And I'm assuming that I have some designers watching who will do a better job of this than me. I'm gonna just do this in a very quick and dirty way. And I'm going to put some text in here that says Rainbow of Death here. 100%. Let's make this, so I just want something that's like a placeholder right now. That actually like oddly looks really pixelated in a weird sort of way. Why did that happen? I don't care, it's perfect. I don't know how to use Photoshop, so apologies. Okay, how do I make this bigger? 48. Okay, that looks good. Just put that there, and then I want some kind of word. Let's go back to Wordle. Again, I'm gonna have to make this look. So let's just take a little screenshot here. And again, this is just a placeholder. We need something designed to look like the show would, but I can put this in here. Can I like make that smaller? Edit, transform. I only know how to do things with code, so don't ask me to. Okay, so basically the idea is for it to look like this, and then I'm going to do save a copy. Sure, apply, save to my computer. We want to go to Macrodata Refinement, and we're going to call this 100.png. So again, if you are working on a better version of this right now as we speak, that has the same visual language of the show, you can share that with me probably through the chat and Discord somehow. Just let me know in the chat, we'll figure it out. But for right now, I'm just gonna hit save. I hit save. Save it. No, I don't PSD. Oh no, wait, what? What's going on? Do I have something or not? Okay, perfect. That's good enough. I can let's just close this. I'll come back to it later. I'm not going to save it. Let's quit Photoshop. Ugh. All right. So now, basically, I already have something that happens when you get to 75%, which again, this is like a mild spoiler from the show, not revealing any plot points. If you're looking at social media, GIFs are everywhere. But let's get to, one thing that is really useful. Okay, so first of all, I forgot, I'm still using the version that's online. Got to be working with my local version. So let's run a live server. This is a, okay, let's install live server as a global. So I'm using a node module called live server, which lets me run a web server in this directory. So as I'm updating the code, I can see the updated results locally in the browser. Okay. And then I'm going to run live server. And we can see the page here. Let's hit refresh. I'm going to open up the JavaScript console. Oh, I'm in Firefox because I did something wonky to my computer recently, which I decided I was going to use Firefox, but I'm not ready for that today. All right, so we should be good. One thing that I do while I'm testing that's good for you to know is I would recommend just changing the goal to be something like, if I just change it down to 50 numbers, then I'll get to the various thresholds very quickly. You can see how quickly. Here's another fix: is that the bins don't resize well for the bins don't resize well. So this is sort of higher priority than the waffle party or the MDE menu. Put this under 3.5. Bin sizing for mobile. Okay. So I'm going to show you like what happens when I get to 75%. Mild spoiler for the show Severance, but I have to actually collect the numbers. There we go. Okay. And I'm so bad at this. I know. I really. Okay, come on. Here we go. We're gonna get there very soon. All right. So, I'm not looking at the right screen. That's what happens when you get to 75%. So you can see the view changes just for a short amount of seconds. So I know, I got to get better at the camera. I promise. It's a new setup. Not used to where the buttons are. Obviously, I just need to build something that knows where I am and switches the camera. That's, I'll be like 85 years old. Hopefully, I mean, knock on wood, I should be so lucky. My goodness. But be a very old man someday. Programming my automatic camera switching program. Hopefully, I'm not going to be live streaming anymore around then. Just enjoying my coffee and a newspaper and a little book of Wordles. All right. So what was I saying? Now I need to, so let's look at that. Let's look for this 0.75 threshold. Okay, so first of all, lots of refactoring needed for the way this code works. But basically, I'm tracking how many numbers have been refined, that percentage refined. If it is greater than 75%, and you haven't already had a musical dance experience, then now you've had your musical dance experience. The time that you're having it is the current milliseconds. And if 5 more seconds has passed, then it's done and you're not having it anymore. And then something else is drawn, basically, if you're having the musical dance experience, which is this here. So I think I can do something very similar. Again, I would really encourage my future self or any of you who want to help refactor this to build this in a more scalable way where I'm not just recreating a whole bunch of variables, but I'm going to do that anyway. Oh, I do have something that when you get to 100% though. So I already do have something that when you get to 100%, you just start over. Okay, great. So we're going to do is create a 100% state. So for 100% state. We do not need a GIF. Completed is false. And the completed time is 0. So I know I need this. I need a flag to trigger to true. And again, at this point, I probably should be using a state variable of like, you're at the beginning, you're at 75%, you're at 100%, but I'm just going to use separate Boolean flags to help me right now. So now, and then I also want to load, I'm going to call this variable refine 100, and I need to preload. If you're wondering why the GIFs are in an array, it's because I had this idea of loading like many different GIFs and having just this grid of all these musical dance experience GIFs, but it was running very, very slow when I tried to do that. So I just have one that's tiled. Okay, by Zessel. And now I'm going to go, what was it called? 100. Let's call it the refine. What did I call it? I already forgot. Refine 100. Nope image would be. It's actually, this is much more like the nope state I'm realizing, which completed image. Let's call it that. And then we're going to call completed image is load image 100.png. So now what I would like to do is, if you get to 100%, before you start over, we are going to set the completed time to, I'm thinking to the current milliseconds. If you've gotten to 100% and you are not completed, right? We haven't completed. Set the current time to the current milliseconds. Completed is true. And then if completed, we want to display the completed image in the center of the window, which would be width times 0.5, height times 0.5. And we want to make sure that the image mode is center. And boy, I'm not leaving myself a lot of room for this code, and I have so much more space on the screen. So let's move this over. Image mode center, draw the image, and then if the current time minus the completed time is greater than, let's just have it be 5 seconds right now, then we would start over. Okay, so I'm not doing anything but just displaying that image for a certain amount of time. Okay, just taking a peek at the chat. So let's see if this works. What am I missing here? The start over function. In the start over function, it resets a lot of the variables. So completed should be set to false. Is really the only one I need to make sure. So let's make sure that completed is set to false when it starts over. Okay, let's also make the goal just like 10 numbers now. So it's going to be, whoops. It's going to be very, very fast to finish. That's 3, so we should see 30%. We're going to hit our MDE in second. Didn't get very many numbers there. Oh, it can't do the rest of them there because it already reached 100%. That's why. So with small numbers, there's some weird anomalies that happen. All right, there's the MDE. The MDE is happening. We're going to need to add some music for the MDE. Now we should be able to finish. And while I'm working this out, I should probably turn the MDE off. Okay, 100% complete. All right, so that didn't seem to work. Let's put the console logs in. All right, so I've made some sort of mistake somewhere. Let's see if we can figure this out. So first of all, let's cancel no MDEs if you you cannot have an MDE if your end screen is not working. So let's just sort of console log completed and %, just to see what's going on here. All right, so we can see here, what? Oh, that's just, I'm sorry, I'm like, what am I logging that's going up? That's this line being repeated multiple times. It's like I forgot how the debug console works. Okay, so we're seeing we're at 20%, completed is false. Something just went totally haywire here with my boxes. What did I do? Oh, maybe that's just because the number is so low. We're going to get close to 100% soon. All right, I guess I need to really lower the goal to even much less for debugging purposes, but it's okay. We're going to get there. All right, true, 1. But nothing is happening. Sign is greater than or equal to 1. Complete sign is... Oh, I think it's actually working. We're just not seeing that image. So hold on. Sorry, Abhishek, I don't have working like bot commands and stuff, but somebody in the chat will explain to you what's going on. It's very easy to explain. Just like one sentence will do. That's not true, actually. What did I do wrong here? Completed. And then is there like a translate going on somewhere that I'm not aware of? No. Hold on. Let's make sure the image is actually just working. So sorry. This code needs a lot of work. Okay. Let's just for a moment look at the completed image. All right. So, am I drawing it? Oh, because all the other stuff is coming after. Ugh. So this has to be later. I haven't done this in a smart way. Let's just do it here. There we go. All right. So that was the main issue. My order of operations was off. Okay. So now we have the 100% and the share button. Okay, great. So now I think that was like a really simple, silly mistake that I made. We can put this stuff back in. How am I doing on time? Okay. Then I can put this back in, and I don't need this. So let's go back and let's make the goal 5 just to get there. It doesn't actually matter because it's got to do all the bins. That's really the problem. All right. I can only do 20% at a time because each bin maxes out at 20%. I don't know what is going on with these graphs here. Okay, great. Now we should count to 5 and it should go away. Okay, perfect. All right. We added a new feature, but not really. All right, so now we need to so I think the share button should it shouldn't go away. The share button should just be there, and if you click on it, so actually I'm not gonna have it go away. So let's just try that for a moment. And let's see if we can get sharing to work. So, where? I probably should make that a proper DOM element button if I think about it, but maybe there's a way around that right now. So I'm going to skip out of this, start over, and I'm actually just going to also take this out. So now that's always there. So one thing I need to do is figure out how to make this a clickable thing. So I wonder if I should reveal a DOM element that's slightly invisible that just goes there that can handle events. I mean, obviously I can handle the mouse events in the canvas. So what do people think? Should I try to handle the mouse events in the canvas and like determine if the person is clicking correctly? Or should I absolute position a like button there that you click on? Oh my God, Joseph, you actually managed to summarize what's going on in one sentence. That is just plain incredible. That's just amazing. I think a DOM element. Okay, so let's go for a DOM element. Let's try to make a button. Let's just make a button that's really obvious first, and we can worry about styling it later. I think you tweeted out a link to the link deleted sketch, correct? I would like to tackle CS. So KFon22, I don't understand your question. I don't know what the link deleted sketch correct means. A hidden div with a button inside. Okay, Bruno, that works for me. But can I just make a button and absolute position it? Why do I need a div? I guess it's good to have a div. That it's hidden, but I don't want to if it's hidden, won't it not receive events? All right, let's make a div and put it there. And I'm going to use P5 DOM for this. And in setup, I'm going to say share div equals create div share. And then figuring out where to position it is going to be wonky. I think I should actually position it over the entire 100% thing. because there isn't going to be a sub button in there. That's just an accidental thing that happened because of the way that I designed it. So we're going to do share div a position width times 0.5, height times 0.5. And let's just see what happens. You can see it there. So let's do share div style, background color. How do I do this? Just to see it. Background color. Give it like a nice gray background. There. Okay, then I also want to, how do I make its size the same as the image? So in theory, like I know the pixel dimensions of the, I'm reading your comment right now, Bruno. I'm thinking it through. Of the completed image width, completed image dot height. And by the way, I also remember now this like image that shows up in the center looks wrong on mobile, so I'll have to deal with sizing that correctly. So yeah, 439 by 557. Oops, this should be, no. 439 by 161 is the dimensions there. Can I just make this div have an absolute width? Are those attributes? What did I say it was? Well, I don't need to say what it is, just do this. That didn't seem to work. Is it ATTR? I don't know what the function name is. No, that's not a function. Looking at this, use percentage. Well, yes, so yes, I'm going to have these things resized together, but first let me just have them have this div size according to that image. Thank you, Yaboy Bungsta. What am I missing here? That can't just give it a number. It's got to be probably this pix, right? Although no, if it's an attribute, the element has a height of 50 pixels and a width of 100%. Properties. Well, why am I using the attribute? Okay. There we go. Okay, but I guess I have to think about it as its position is at width minus completed image. So first of all, I need to put this in like a local variable because it's also going to change when I resize that image. So let's call this like share width, SHW, great variable name. Width for the share 100% button is the width times, like, let's just call it like 33%. And then share height equals completed image dot, oh wait, the ratio, let me just not worry about that right now. So let me just have it be fixed. Right? So we are now saying its position is this minus this half of this. And its height is this minus share height, not window height, completed with width, completed with height, minus times the height, share height. And then is this like a crazy thing that I'm doing here? Completed, what? Completed image. I'm going to look at the chat in a second. Don't worry, I see it out of the corner of my eye. What happened to that div? height times 5 minus that. There we go. Look at that. Look at that div covering that image perfectly. I'm a genius. Oh wait, I could put the image in the div. That makes sense. But why not just leave it empty? Why not give it no background color? Well, let's give it no text. And then give it no background color. It's there, isn't it? It's a thing I can click on, right? Share div mouse pressed function console log share. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit weird the way that I did this. Like, why isn't the image just part of it? But, you know. Now, how do I make it have that thing where it changes your mouse pointer to the hand? So, and again, this should probably go, all this stuff should have probably gone in the CSS file, but whatever. CSS mouse pointer on hover, cursor. Oh no, I hate this website. Cursor pointer. Cursor pointer Mozilla. This is where I like to be. Cursor. No, help. No, wait. No, no. Wait. Hand. What? What? I don't understand this at all. Oh, I could give it a special image. Could make a Severance style hand. Cursor pointer. Happy Wednesday to you too, Definus. Cursor, it's just cursor pointer? But I thought pointer is the normal thing. All right, all right, all right. So if I go to the style sheet and I do just any div, we'll fix this later. Famous last words. Like you're saying if I do this? Oh yeah, that worked. Okay. So what if I then were to say, this is very silly the way I'm doing it, but it's just the way it's going to be. What if I do share div hide? So it's not there. And then if we're completed, share div show. Again, I do think it would make sense to have the image be in it, but let me just, I think I could just do this. Completed equals true. Oh. So why did that not work? Oh, because, oh, percent. I needed the percent, not, let me refresh this. Okay. Percent. Oh, but that's not a, yeah. It's, so unfortunately, there's no way for me to hack this. So let's just go through the, we can leave the goal as 10. And let's go back to wherever that was to only draw it if it's completed. We're not going to worry about starting over. It'll start over after you share. Okay, so I'm just going to have to refine these numbers. The work is mysterious and important. Okay, and now I can click share. Okay, we're getting there, people. Fishy is saying, oh, hand icons. That's cool. Font awesome and hand icons. Okay. The normal is cursor default. Got it. Font sum. Oh, cool. All right, so this I'm sure is great, and there's so many things I could do with this. Is there a baby goat icon? No, it's another reference to the show, not just me being weird. Boy, we're really getting through that list. Okay, so now I need to do a copy to clipboard. What happens again in Wordle when I hit share? Oh, I get a little modal window that says copy to clipboard. Okay. Um, so how do I do copy to clipboard? Oh, NPM, no. Um, let's see. Interact with the clipboard. Okay. So Navigator Clipboard is an API, is a recent addition to specification, may not be fully implemented in all browsers. Okay. Write, so I want to write text, I assume. Navigator.clipboard write text. Let's try that. So I'm going to go back to having it be shown immediately. So let's not hide it. And then let's try, oops, that's my Wordle result. Clipboard dot write text. Now, this is where we're going to get to have a lot of fun, but I'm just going to test copy to clipboard because we're going to get to write something really good for what gets copied to the clipboard. But let's just see if this even works. Back to here. Oh no, I'm on that's the wrong, not the local version. Okay. Wait, I want to show, the div is there. You can't see it, but it's there. Let's hit paste. Ah, I love it. Copy to clipboard works. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so now we have to figure out what to write. So this is where I need to look through the source material. And where did I have that? So this is going to take a little bit. Oh, I need to turn the heater back on, by the way. Got cold in here again. It's 2 o'clock. Got quite a bit of time still. I want to be done by 3. I'm not going to be done with this project by 3, done with this stream. And then, as I can only assume will happen, is all of you will spend the rest of your day helping to contribute to this. In mobile, it uses the Navigator share. So I would like to, I can write some code probably to know if I'm on mobile and use Navigator share. Is that correct? That I would like to do. Come on, heater. Come on. I have a space heater I could just turn on. I'm gonna do that. Oh, bending over to turn things on hurts. Hurts the body. Everybody stretch. I do this standing, which is good. All right. Let's see here. What am I doing? Navigator share. Okay. So I think I could just check if hold on. I have an idea. If Navigator share, isn't that a test? By the way, all the fans are going. So let me know if you're hearing a lot of noise. I'm pretty sure the noise suppression that I'm running is completely cutting it out, but I wonder if the quality of the sound changed. Then let's try this. Let's try to look at Navigator share. All right, let's see. So Navigator share data, an object. Oh, this is so cool. But I just have to see if with Navigator can share. Okay. Oh no, that's the kinds of things I can share. Okay, no, but that doesn't matter. Okay. If Navigator share, wouldn't that would tell me if the function is available, right? Let's just see. I will check what you all are saying in a second. Navigator share not available. Copy to clipboard. Okay. This would actually make a great video tutorial of how to do this sharing thing, because I don't know, it's such a fun feature to have in your little web application. Let's go back to here. Navigator share not available. So I'd have to test it on mobile. Oh, wait. Oh, will it work to actually just do this? It's not gonna like know. Like, right, I can, like this is, like if I just test like, iPhone 12 Pro, right? So I need to fix this stuff, but like, it still says it's not available, but I can only assume that that's because I'm not actually in the iOS browser, which would have it available. So we'll have to just find out that later, but I'm going to just do, oh no, I want to not get rid of that. What just happened? Oh, whoops. Okay, so using clipboard. Okay, so let's look at the reference material now and find something fun to write. I think, so looking at the manual, like what does it say about when you get to 100%? There's probably some good dialogue from the show of what gets said. I think I'm looking at the same stuff over and over again. What about this one? Take pride in knowing you have been. Okay, that's good. Let's look at this one. Okay. All right. I think probably there's some good language here that I could use. This I can work on later a bit. I'm closing all of these. But let's try adding something from this. I know you can't. I'm standing in front of it a little bit. Okay. All right. Desktop can also use Navigator Share, but it's bad. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm just reading the chat here. All right. So let's try. So the idea of sharing would be we're writing this from the first person as the Macrodata refiner. Oh, whoops. So let's write the message as I have sorted. Come on, give me this. Let's do something quick here just to get it working. Data set, we need the address. I think it's called coordinates in my code. I have used my immense, I mean, it needs to be short. All right. Macro data refinement. So now let's add a oh, why can't I get an emoji showing up here? Fine, let's add let's add this emoji. Let's add a goat emoji. Let's add a waffle emoji. Oh, this is too much fun. And the numbers emoji. I mean, I could throw in a little train emoji just for my own amusement, but a little Easter egg. And then it should say lumenindustries.com, hashtag M waffle party. Let's do this. I don't know what I'm doing here, but by golly, this is really important. This is really important and meaningful work that I'm doing right now. I have been chosen to do this. Oh, impurities. Impurities removed. Yeah. Okay. I could use a Twitter. I don't want to do like a specific platform, even though that would make sense. But I just want to do this copy to clipboard, I think. Let's see how that works. Oh, this doesn't go here. Okay. 100% refinement of coordinates. 100. I don't think I should use the Severance. I guess there's no reason not to use the Severance hashtag. This is like, again, I mean, this is gonna get shut down probably if it gets any attention, but that's fine. I mean, there's no reason for it to get any attention. Okay, let's just see if this works. As a first pass, and write text message. So this is the message needs to actually go up here. And then, but then I need to show something that says copied to clipboard, which I could just have the div say for a moment. Div, share div, just for right now, share div dot text copied to clipboard. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. I'm losing my mind. Okay. Where am I? Okay. Share div text. Why did I say text? That is just not a function at all. Okay. Well, there we go. Copied my share to the clipboard. All right, so I need to think this through visually now, how this sequence is going to work. Let's think about this. And also, I think probably this is going to be fine. Like I don't need the full HTTPS. So let's take that out. All right, so let's take out the navigator share for right now. I'll come back to that as was suggested. Now I'm not seeing copied to clipboard because the image, that image is in front of it. Also, we want this to happen legitimately. So we have the image, we have to design the image. Anybody design the image that says 100% with a nice little like share button that looks that way? What's the chance? Very unlikely, I guess. I'm gonna have to do this myself, aren't I? And then it can pop up a thing that says copy to clipboard. All right, so let's make another image. Let's just put this here. Remember when I used to work on things like an autoencoder with TensorFlow.js? What's happened to me? What's happened to me? Okay, now I'm way too hot. Turn this off. I get going on the thermostats here. All right, So let's go to, oh, I definitely should have made this a Photoshop document. Let's go to, open this up here. We'll work on these later. Save as, save on your computer. Modal blank. Let's make this a Photoshop file. Then let's put in some text. Copied to clipboard. Where are you centered? That's good enough. So now let's save this as save a copy as a PNG. Clipboard.png. That would be great. I mean, Joseph, I welcome any and all help. Right now, I'm just putting placeholders in there, and I imagine after I finish streaming, I will replace the images with something nicer myself or with contributions from people. But if you're working on them now, I'll drop them right in. So I definitely got to work on the sizing of these. So then, now once you've hit, okay, I got the sequence now. Oh, I really need, this is like such a good example of why you need a state machine in programming, and I'm doing the sort of opposite of that, but I'm rolling with it. Oh my goodness, this is awful. Shared is false, shared image, shared time. So info for sharing. So the image pops up that you've completed with a share button. Once you click the share button, it's going to say, where is that mouse pressed? Shouldn't the state be a string? Yeah, the state being a string would make much more sense. But I'm doing it this way, and then we'll make a list of things to refactor later. But I'm just, so shared is false. So in setup here, we're not doing this. What I'm going to do is say shared is true, and shared time is the current milliseconds. So once we've copied it to clipboard, I have to like scroll all around and find weird places in this code. We're showing the share div, console logging completed. Where was the part where I turned sharing off? Because I don't need to do that anymore. So now if completed and shared, and not, wait. So if you click the shared button, what I'll do is I'll set completed equal to false. Completed goes to false. Shared time goes to millis. And shared got set to true up there. And then if shared, let's just draw that other image, shared image, width times 0.5 and height times 0.75. Wait, no, 0.25. So, and image mode. And this has to be later. Okay, so now I think the idea here is that if I click this, okay, cannot read properties of undefined sketch 241. Did I forget to load the image? Shared image. I probably forgot to load the image. What's the name of that file? Need to put them in a data folder. Clipboard.png. What a weird name for that file. There we go. It won't be able to do the nope thing. So that's a very large copy to clipboard. So let's work on sizing the images according to the width of the window. Hi, beautiful Bitstone. Do you all know the difference between a beautiful rock and a regular rock? I don't think I'm getting that quote right. It's like close enough. Close enough. Copy to clipboard. All right, so now let's go working on these images. So in setup, when I load the image, clip width is the width times, like, let's just make it like half just to see. And then how do I, can I resize an image? What if I just give it, isn't there some weird thing where, let's look at the P5 size function. Oh, resize is what I'm looking for, not size. Where's the resize function? P5 image. Resize is what I'm looking for. All right, let's see what kind of arguments it can take. Just a width and a height. I can't change the height with using the same proportion. Use resize 150, 0. Oh, what a nice little bit of something that I learned today. I had no idea about that. That is wild. Okay. Let's see. So now, what happened to my Macrodata Refinement program? Resize. Look at that. Okay, so that's actually going to be like 0.333, a lot of threes there. And then I would like the nope image. And I don't need this, just put these in here. The nope image should be width times 0.5. And the completed image should also be resized to width times 0.5. Comma zero. I need that comma zero. What a nice little trick. Right, so nope. So now, by the way, the thing that I'm curious about is when I'm in like mobile, now nope is the right size. Oh, amazing. So can I get to a copy to clipboard? That's very far up there now. Oh, and that doesn't go away. So now I need to, okay. All right, I think we're ready for the full sequence. So, all right. Share div needs to be hidden. And by the way, in start over, which is, boy, there needs to be a lot of refactoring, but we want to make sure that shared is false, shared div is hidden, completed is false, nope is false. The time stuff doesn't really matter because that'll get reset at the right appropriate time. So now it's hidden. We're not worrying about this yet. So if we get to 75%, we're going to get an MDE for 5 seconds. If we get to, and we don't actually need a completed time, if we get to 100%, it's completed. If it's completed and shared, completed is false. We start the shared time clock. And then drawing these things, if it's completed, we're drawing the completed image. If it's shared, we're drawing the shared image for if milliseconds minus shared time. Should we give it 10 seconds? Like, presumably, do you care? Like, if you copied it to clipboard, you're going somewhere else, you're going to come back. Yeah, let's just give it like 10 seconds. 10 seconds. and then we're just going to say start over. Start over the whole thing. All right, this should be the full sequence. Let's not look at mobile. Refresh. All right. The goal, let's make the goal something more reasonable so I can sort of see what's going on. I'm going to make the goal 100, so I have to collect more numbers. Okay. And again, the spacing here, that needs some love for mobile. The animation of things opening, sound effects, so many things. I have to have, it's going to say, I love you. People can refresh the page. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm going to need to use local storage to track how many things you've refined. Oh, that's another feature. That's another feature. Local storage. That's something that I need to learn how that works. Another feature there. I know it's really easy to use, but I'll find a way to make it very complicated. Okay, we are at 46%, people. 47%. 50%. Come on. Come on, numbers. Oh no, that's not gonna work. Oh, I just got a message. I don't know what it's from, but I heard a little ding dong. But I have my do not disturb on. I don't know where those messages are going. Okay. Okay, we got our MDE. We're gonna need some music for that. Okay. Oh, now we got to get to 100% to see if this works. %. Share. Okay, that's there. Now, and it's not doing the nope. That's good. Oh, whoa. That's a bug that I did not mean to happen. What just happened there? So I should stop the process of refining if you've completed. You can't refine numbers. So this happened at sketch.js 222, 329, go bin 36. Or is that in data.js? Line 36, go bin. This dot bin equals -1. All right, well, first of all, let's fix that bug. That's a really important bug, that you shouldn't be able to refine any numbers anymore once you've completed. So that process happens on mouse pressed. If not refining and not MDE and not completed. So you cannot, so that should fix that problem. I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't happening. So let's start over and let's get to 100% again. I feel like the nope should not be on the screen for as long. All right, we got to get to 75%. I mean, I should be adding a lot more sound effects to all this, but oh, it really bothers me how the width of this stuff is like all wonky. Come on, give me some numbers. Okay, got my MDE. There's no music, so I feel very weird doing that. Okay. We're gonna get there. Okay, so now I can't click and refine numbers anymore. So that's good. I can come over here and I can click here to share. Copy to clipboard. Why did the nope pop up again? So I got to make sure that nope doesn't pop up there. But I've copied to clipboard. That's good. Should be there for 10 seconds. I'm just going to see if that, I mean, it feels like it's been 10 seconds now. Hmm. Millis minus shared time. How's it only been 15 milliseconds? Oh, that's getting reset. Okay, so that's fine. I can fix this, but let's make sure it actually copied it. So if I wanted to, I mean, I don't want to tweet this right now from my own Twitter account, which I'm about to log into, but I just want to see. Okay. All right, so maybe this should be on a separate line. And this should be, okay, this should be the bottom. Just like working on what this message should look like. Come on. Oh, ah! Too many emojis, Mozart. I mean, let's do this. That's good. I feel like this is better. This should be here. I'm rethinking this. I met quota. Just do this. This is the most important thing I can ever possibly work on. All right, I feel like this is better than what I had before. Okay, this is all you tuned in for, right? Why is this? Oh, I've zoomed in. My font is really big, so I'm gonna make this smaller. I think you can still probably see. Let's go find this message. Well, they're random right now, but the idea is they're coordinates. I met quota at, whoops, well, whoops, at coordinates. This would be then this. Okay. All right. So that's, I mean, I'm going to be like changing this forever and I'll have to get better. Okay. So that's the message. Now, something is wrong with my logic here because it didn't go away after 10 seconds, which is fine. If shared, if milliseconds minus shared time, I think it's, where am I setting shared time? When I click the button, if completed and shared, but then completed is false. So why is shared time getting reset? The hex codes are different for each person, but they're picked randomly. So I'm not guaranteeing, like there's not an actual like real, there's not a mapping to some artificial space with coordinates in it and it's slowly getting filled. I'm creating the illusion of that perhaps. But yeah, I have a function to, there's a couple functions here that generate a random hex number and then I put 3 of them together and 3 of them together and create this coordinate. And that's what's displayed when you start down here, down here on the bottom. So every time I refresh this page, you get a different one. But it's basically completely random. Okay, but I'm trying to understand what's going on here. Let me get back to 100% quickly to see. Again, I think the nope needs to not be on screen so much. It's distracting me. So where's the nope? So let's just give it 1 second. It's on for 2 seconds. Start over here. We're about to get our MDE. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the nope should disappear the next time you click. You're absolutely right. So that would be easy for me. It stays for a second if you don't click, but then it just disappears. That's a really good idea. Come on, let's get to 100%. By the way, this is why when you're working on software like this, you want to create artificial scenarios where you can debug and test things. Because I have to spend like a full minute practically getting to 100%. Okay, so now I'm at 100%. I can share. The nope comes up. It's copied to clipboard. We can see that it's copied to clipboard. What does it look like if I go to Twitter just to sort of see? Yep. Okay, so that looks good. And this doesn't make sense. I met quota at, but I'll work on that later. There's also an extra space in there. Yeah, so Bruno, that's a great suggestion. The nope is actually a real thing that pops up in the show. So I don't know if I've seen it in the show, but it's in the manual. So I think that's a reason to keep it. But I agree with you that there are more interesting interactions that you could consider. So nope. So nope is false. So anytime you click the mouse, I could actually just say, I think this would fix that. Now, why? Why? The 100% pop-up, oh boy, just you wait till you see what actually happens in the show when you reach 100%. That's a slight spoiler, not plot-wise or anything, but I'm going to go look because there's a whole extra thing for me to try to add here, which I doubt I'll be able to do, but we'll see if I can get a little bit further, which is why this share thing doesn't really work. But I have an idea for how to do it. Okay, so, but what was I doing? Why is the, all right, let me get back to there. Let me get a nope going. Yeah. So as soon as I click, the nope goes away, which is quite a nice interaction. That's much more fluid. Okay. Here we go. Let's try to get to 100%. Now I should, once again, I need to, I gotta find some scary numbers. No, come on. Here we go. There, okay. Got a little MDE here. Okay, we're at 100%. Now what I want to look at is shared time. It's 0. If I click share, now the shared time, it's being updated continuously. Why is that? Completed is false. Shared is true. Completed is false. Shared is true. So this can't be occurring, right? Completed and shared is false. So how is the shared time? Oh, it's also, okay. Let's take that out from there. Is that messing it up? All right, let's go back to setting a goal of just 10, which will be much faster. What is going on with these progress bars also? That is, ooh, weird things are going on here. Okay. The nope popped up there. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. Completed and shared is false. I don't understand. What am I missing? What is happening where completed is 211? Good point. 211. Share div show, completed is true. Wait. This shouldn't be happening over and over again. Because if percentage and not completed, then completed should be, oh, but I set completed. Oh, completed is doing work in multiple places. And I mean, this logic is really horrifying. I should be fired. I mean, Lumen is going to fire me very quickly right now. Thank you, Super Secret Name 99. Mwah! I appreciate that. This logic is so bad, but that's definitely the issue. Or, yeah, that's definitely the issue. Let's restart this, okay? Pretty sure. By the way, I have the idea that I have is to repurpose my Perlin noise terrain. Okay. Okay. Data go bin, draw numbers. What just happened here? So many things are going wrong. This, by the way, can be further over. It's also like, well, it crashed. So 2536. Let's see where this starts. Sketch.js 223. Draw numbers. Oh, I don't mean to have a breakpoint there. Draw numbers. Where are we time-wise? Okay. Let me just check my phone for a second here. All right. Okay. Draw numbers. Data go bin. Draw numbers 330. If the number bin it, num go bin. Why did that just crash? Num go bin. What just happened? Bin line 25. This dot bin. Okay. All right, so this should only be if the bin exists. What do I get if I say if negative 20? Refresh this. What does negative 1 evaluate to? Negative 1 evaluates to true. So I shouldn't use, I don't think I need the negative 1 anywhere. Let's change this to undefined. So that'll be false. So I don't know why this is getting called, but only if this dot bin is a thing. This will be a kind of quick little hacky. This is a Band-Aid. All right, so let's see if this does the trick. There's something going on with like rect mode and the width of these that I also have to fix. I don't know if I broke it, because just out of just looking here, like, look at that compared to what's going on here. But I'll come back to that. Yeah, but it's not actually a number, so it needs unit tests. Is refactoring easier than fixing the bugs? That's one approach. I don't know whether it's easier or not, but I'm feeling like, oh, I kind of need to go in like 15 minutes. So for me, I copied it to clipboard and all the nope stuff is happening. So this is still happening. Okay, but that actually worked that time. That actually worked this time to start over. But I don't want nope to happen. So I think, oh, this is so bad. I know what I'm going to add, and it's like the worst thing ever. As long as it's not refining, it's not MDE, and not good, and this is the worst if statement in the history of if statements. That's kind of amazing. But that is the issue, I believe. That actually is probably why, I just realized that's why that happened. And I think now, not that that's a good fix, but I think I don't need this Band-Aid anymore, because that is going to fix it. All right, and then we're going to have to look at the sizing issues in a second. Yeah, the viewport, but look at that. Something weird just happened with the rect mode and image modes. Oh, sorry. Now I need to share. No, the nope still happens. But I'm not bidding, but nope still happens. So I got to deal with that. But, and then 10 seconds later, it starts over and I have a new address, because if I post this, that address is definitely different than this address. Boy, I could start using like URL arguments so you could get to a certain address and know that it's been binned. We could have like a Firebase database that's storing all of the data that's been refined. I mean, you're gonna have a whole year before the second season. We could really get this going. I mean, who knows? Something might be revealed in the final episode that makes me not want to work on this anymore. Hi, Sanzaka. This started like a little while ago, and I'm going to be wrapping up soon, even though there's a lot more things for me to do. This is mostly all done and working, but now, what did I add? All right, let's look for the MDE of it all. Oh, I know what the issue is. This is probably supposed to be image mode corner, because rect mode is corner. So I think that's definitely something that messed it up. Let me just look at it with this. No, I messed something up. Oh, you know what? Okay. I didn't realize I had zoomed in, but still, is that just because of the lower number? Hold on, what is going on? So I got to fix the sizing issue. I'm hoping it's just because 10 is such a weird number. Yeah. So I don't know why it went so crazy when it was 10, but let's go back to 500 just because, I mean, it's going to take me a long time to get to 100%. But all right, so Kfon asks a really good question. Are you trying to capture the bigger, scary numbers? So who's to say how this really works? The conceit of the show is that I can't believe this is what I'm talking about, but the macro data refiners are, the macro data refiners are somehow feeling the numbers and they recognize the scary numbers and they're able to capture them and then bin them in the appropriate bin. But I have just made a sort of like clicker version of this where essentially randomly through simplex noise, pockets of numbers start to like grow and shake and then shrink back to their regular size. And if you catch a bunch of these numbers that have grown and shooken, that are growing and shaking in your rectangle, then they will be collected and binned. Now, if I go over a bunch of numbers that aren't that, and I can't just do, like you might think like I could just do this, but you have to have, I can't remember what threshold I set, but within your rectangle that you're creating, you have to have at least like 80% of the correct numbers. Otherwise, it'll give you a nope. So that's the sort of gameplay logic that I have implemented. Obviously, it's very arbitrary doing this kind of quickly, but it feels like it kind of works. Let's keep going here. So the sizing, so I need to work on the sizing for mobile, because that's the main issue right now. Well, let's just play through the whole thing. Then I want to add maybe this like weird animation to 100% that I have an idea about. No, Bruno, you're wrong. These numbers are actually scary. That if there's one thing I'm certain, these numbers are terrifying. Oh, I really want to do the animation. So actually, before I go, what I might do how many of you, if you were actually interested in working on this in the next, I would say 8 hours, right? I'm probably going to go to sleep by like 11 p.m. tonight, and that's probably when I'll wrap this up. But if you're interested, I mean, of course I can work. I mean, you can always update it, make it better. It's a live website. But let me know if you're interested in work. Let's do it. If you're interested in working on this in the next few hours, like I have a meeting and I got to get something to eat. My kids are going to come home, and I'm going to be at my computer continuing to work on this. And I do want people to play on mobile, yes. And let me know in the chat. And I'm going to make a list of the to-do items. I mean, I mostly have this list already. Oh, why did this camera die? Did it just like go to sleep? That never happens. My cameras never go to sleep. It's an impossibility. Did the battery die? Oh no, it's fine. I would love help with some of these to-do list items, and maybe some of you want to volunteer for it. Okay. How's my internet seems to still be working. Okay, I'm trying to get to 100%, people. I just want to play through this on desktop. And then we're going to make the to-do list. Come on, got to get to 100%. Make sure the MDE looks right. I mean, I could have at least made it not 500, but like 250, and it would probably be fine. But now that I've gotten close to 50%, I can't start over. Come on, numbers. No? Where? The noise cannot be controlled. Just can only do my best. At 49%, 50%. By the way, I'm just curious, is there anybody here who somehow found this stream not because of the coding train itself, but because of Severance or maybe post-show recaps? Please shout yourself out in the chat if that is the case, because that's wild to me if that's true. How does it decide what bin the numbers go in? It picks randomly, but if a bin gets to 100%, it won't pick that. It won't pick that bin. So the idea would be for in the real world, in the real fake world of the severed floor, you would be choosing what bin to go in. I tried to pull the sketch up on my iPhone and couldn't get past the accept cookies message. So I have no idea what that means. But it might not work on your phone unless it's deployed. So try the lumen-industries.com and let me know if that works on your phone. But I don't know why there's a cookies message, because it's not anything I added. Okay, there's our MDE. The rectangles are correct now. What we just got to do is get to 100%. Add some music. Oh my God. What am I doing with my life? So if you go to lumen-industries.com, that is not the current version I'm using. That's the earlier version. But this, this version, I'm going to deploy it at the end of the stream. I just want to make sure this works. Oh, but I really need a new design for the share thing and the 100%. I guess I could leave it as placeholder for now. But that's number one item on the to-do list here. Okay. Okay. All right. So this has come up. I've copied the Wordle share design. I don't know why. I'm at 100%. This other animation thing needs to happen that there's no chance that I have time to implement right now, but maybe later. And then if you're using the P5 web editor, you're going to have issues because of the iframe. So that's why I'm not using the P5 web editor. The iframe in the sort of like full view, that's going to cause you issues. That's probably your issue. It's weird to pop into the bins that they cover the big numbers. Yeah, that's definitely something to like think about or fix design-wise. But let's see. So this is just going to sit here at this screen forever until I click share. That's going to tell me copy to clipboard. I got to get rid of that note. And then otherwise, so the copy to clipboard can actually be in the center because that share is going away. So let's try to get rid of the nope. This is what I'm going to fix now. So shared image. Let's just have it be the same size. Have it be in the middle. Where's the nope image happen? Because honestly, as long as the shared image covers the nope image, we're good. But I don't know why I get this one last nope. Because where could nope be set to true? In mouse released. It could still be get set to true as long as, oh, everybody. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. Sorry for all of you, but this is what I have to do. As long as you're not. I mean, completed. It just says as long as you're not completed and not shared. Then you can set nope to true. Second worst if statement in the history of time. All right. Nate Crawler is here. Nate, hi. Another. I must have missed the first message. I missed whoever was first there. Netlify. Can you so I am going to publish this through GitHub Pages. Okay, so I need to wrap up. It's 3 o'clock. So thank you, Fairjurez00. Choo-choo. Oh, you've been subscribed for 3 months. Amazing. We're hitting a hype train? Is there a hype train? It is the coding train after all. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. This is much better now. It could use some more. Let's just run through it one more time. I'm going to reset the goal to 100 so it's not as long. I'm going to run through it one more time, and then I'm going to deploy it, okay? So we should get to 100% much more quickly with the goal of just 100. Honestly, maybe I should make the game more playable by allowing people to get there faster. Split the difference and do like 250. But I think this is too fast. I think you should have to work at it, right? And then, all right, so we've got the MDE. And now we're going to get to 100%. We should get there pretty fast. I think I can make these buttons smaller. I was just worried on mobile they'll look too small. Oh, what happened? No. Okay, I guess I don't have a foolproof. All of the states are not being. Oh God, this is horrific. I mean, here's the thing. In between season 1 and season 2, we'll refactor the whole thing. But because the finale is tomorrow, we're going to have to leave the spaghetti. But I'm going to put the Band-Aid back in. As long as this .bin exists, you can go forward with all of this. Okay, that should, all right, let's try to get to 100% again. I think let's try to get to 100%. I should probably leave this open just so I can see if there's any errors. Okay, come on. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. The hype train. Is the hype train actually happening? I wish I wasn't such an old person and I could understand Twitch better. There's so much that I need to, but that's the thing. Like, I haven't really decided if I'm gonna. I mean, this is what my Twitch is for, really. Like, I feel like maybe this stream wouldn't. But to be honest, like the streams that I put on YouTube are of less. I mean, they're really, are they really these like well-produced, well-oiled, perfect shows? No, they just get more viewers. Well, Nate Crawler, this is much too nice of you. You shouldn't come from the post-show recap Discord and start doing subscribing things. No. Patreon them, not me. Okay, we got to 100%. I can click around, nothing, and I can click on this, copy to clipboard. It's gonna, in 10 seconds, if it's gonna just stay here, but in 10 seconds, it's gonna restart. We'll wait the full 10 seconds. And now you can do more data, and there we go. And I need to rewrite this. I imagine that I will be asking the post-show recaps Discord for some help in writing what the message should be. But we are good to go to push this. I think I'm going to go back to 500. I think I'm going to go back to 500 as the goal. Yeah, I know American 2050. I know. But the viewers have spoken. That's why somebody post the Coding Train survey again, because maybe some of you weren't watching earlier when I talked about that. But, okay, wait, okay, so here we go. Everybody, let's take a look at what's going on here. So I'm gonna unfortunately just do a giant big commit. I'm going to say features added via live stream. I'm going to push that to main. So it takes a bit for GitHub pages to rebuild, but in theory, the newer version is here. Now, let's open up some GitHub issues, people, and you can all volunteer for them. I'm sure the 58 of you minus the 75% who aren't actually paying attention are all just, you have nothing else to do with your time than suddenly contribute to this total spaghetti of a project. But at least this will be for me tracking. I should probably put it under the coding train org, but let's go here. And I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to just pull up the whiteboard. This is going to look a little, I probably shouldn't be doing this right now, but I'm going to do it anyway. Throw caution to the wind here. Oh, I'm going to need a mouse pad over here because I'm, 3:05. I never go over time though. Video capture device. Add existing whiteboard. Will this work? Okay, yes, now you should be seeing it. So let's just do a little picture-in-picture here. This for a reference. Okay, so I see it over there. You see it on the screen there. I don't know how well that looks. So let's open up some issues, people. So first thing is I need designed modals. The modals should look like the imagery from the show for nope. So I need the 100% one and the copied to clipboard one. Okay, so that is one that I'm happy for anybody who feels so inclined to take. Let's see, animate the doors. Animate the doors. If the doors of the bins animate open and the sort of like bin slides out and back in, then the doors close. This is lower priority, but I would love to have that feature. Actually, more important is responsive design. Bin scaling is wonky on mobile. There might be some other things to add to this. That's probably higher priority. 100% moment. Computer voice says, I love you. Colorful Perlin noise terrain takes over background. So Perlin noise terrain. Challenge. Let's see if we can find the code for that. And we could do something else. I'm going to show you what it looks like.
Welcome to another coding challenge with me, Dan. I don't know.
Let's look at the P5 version of this.
Program this particular simulation from scratch.
So something a la this. Where are my issues? Reference music. Reference. So again, if you really don't want to be spoiled about anything in the show, jump out now. I'm going to go to Adam Scott, who's one of the actors in the show's Twitter, where he posted what the animation looks like at 100%. So that's a good reference point. By the way, probably it would be nice to have the web page look like the computer screen. That could be kind of cool. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. So by the way, we should just watch this all together so you can have a reference. This is what happens at 100%. So I figured we could make a kind of mountain landscape. We're not going to have this.
You could do it, Heli.
Have this landscape happen.
Even in your darkest moments,
I don't know if this music, if I'm going to get a copyright strike for this music now.
You have brought glory to this company.
Okay, thank you. Numbers need to be bigger. Nope, needs to be smaller. Okay.
I love you.
File that as an
But now
issue,
I must
Kfon.
away, for there are others who need me around the world. Goodbye, Heli R. And thank you.
Again, this isn't giving away anything plot-wise, really, but so obviously I'm not going to recreate this animation. This is property of Apple TV Plus and Severance, but I think I could make kind of like a rainbowy landscape thing with some music.
That's quota.
So this, whoa, where did that go? So I just want to put this up for people in case you're looking at this. And I have some music tracks that I downloaded. I have a license for Epidemic Music that I use for my videos. And they have some interesting tracks that I think sound kind of right on. Where is this? So again, I doubt this is really, Dan has some Epidemic Music tracks. I'll play some of them for you in a minute. I can play the Coding Train intro. Yeah, so that could be a funny Easter egg. I would be okay. I don't want to make this about me, but that kind of works. It has a similar weird quality to it. I could certainly act something out, but I don't know. I don't want this whole thing to be about me. So Nate Crawler, it's basically really easy easy in the sense, like if you can make it into a GIF or a move, like a video file, that's like, we could just display that absolutely easily. It could be for a real sprite animation in the sort of code, you would load an array of images and cycle through them perhaps. There's like, we could add shaders, but realize this is not so easy to just like plop something in there that's going to work beautifully, but that's okay. So the MDE music, so MDE should have like the MDE moment that could be improved. The funny thing is there's that dancing GIF of me. Like if I wanted to make this about me, I'm pretty sure there's like lots of dancing GIFs of me, but this is not the one that I like. The one that I like is going to have to scroll down. Is this one? This actually could work for the MDE. But again, I don't know. That doesn't seem like the right idea. When somebody wants to pull request that one in there, I guess I might accept it. Waffle Party, local storage. What else? The share. Waffle Party. But that comes at the end. I don't know. Or is that for 100%? Whatever. All right, this is the fine. There are too many things to do. Okay. Make a URL parameter that swaps the assets out for Coding Train ones. Yeah, that could work. Feel free to submit that as a pull request. Me, I am so me. Local storage could be a thing. Local storage welcomes you back and tells you about your data refining progress. So that's something. I mean, these are low priority. What else do I have? Oh, the bin. I already did that. Animate the doors, share. Let's just try navigator.share. Add navigator for mobile. So you can just comment on GitHub if you want to take any of these on. And I can add you as a collaborator or that kind of thing. I'm going to just tag some of these things like priority-wise. So for me, this is the most important. The things that are the most important are this. Let's call this like high priority. I should really use like Severance terminology here, but I don't have the mental energy right now to do that. We should create a Lumen Industries organization on GitHub. Oh, and that camera shut off again, so I really got to go. So this is important, and then this one is important. I'm high priority. And I guess help wanted is, I mean, they're all help wanted. So, all right. So I filed these issues. We can put if anybody wants to screen cap my whiteboard view. I don't know why that camera is going to sleep. I'm going to have to look at the settings on it. Could be a battery issue. I'm not sure. Came back alive. You can see it here. I have to refocus it. So this is our Lumen Industries whiteboard to-do list. All you Macrodata refiners. What's the vibe in here, people? Get on this. Got to beat quota to get all these features implemented. I can't do it. That's not me. It's too much. Okay, I've got to go. Thank you for tuning in. So again, I don't know if any of you are actually jumping in and help with this, but please feel free. I have some meetings, there's some other things to do. I'll be working on this later. Maybe I'll stream it a bit more tomorrow if I'm working on it. Friday, I'm hoping to come back with a YouTube stream, maybe record a coding challenge, start setting up the Apple II Plus computer. We shall see. A big shout out again just to the post-show recaps community. The podcasters of the Severance floor, they're innies. Coffee is for closers. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Nate. Crawler in the chat. I'm gonna just, the music tracks that I have, I will, we could use the this dot song for the Macrodata for the MDE. That could actually work. So the this dot song, if somebody wants to try adding that and see how that works. Let me just find, where are these music tracks? So these are some that I found off Epidemic Music. Message Between Worlds, I think could kind of work. Movement of the Unknown. And Never Losing Hope. So, boy, that's really loud. I'm gonna mute myself, go to here. Let's actually see, so let's see if this new, did it, you don't see the screen. Let's take out the whiteboard. Did the website publish? I am going to play some music. As praise Kier, praise Kier. I'm going to mute myself, make myself invisible here, and just enjoy a little live stream of number refining in the next 3 minutes. And I will see you all next time on the Coding Train. Goodbye. right, everybody, it seems to work. You're welcome to use it, share it, do whatever you want with it. Please contribute to it. I'm not actually going to post this tweet just yet because I would like to work on it a bit more. But I will see you all later. Okay, shout out to Billy the Musical on Twitter right there. All right, I'm going to shut this down now.